Welcome back to Science of Mind, your guide to unlocking your full potential. Today we're diving into a vital life skill, conflict resolution skills, practical tips for managing disagreements. Remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more insights on personal growth. Conflict is an inevitable part of human interaction. Whether it's a disagreement with a family member, a dispute with a colleague, or a clash of opinions with a friend, conflict arises in all areas of our lives. The key isn't to avoid conflict altogether, but to learn how to manage it effectively. Unresolved conflict can lead to strained relationships, decreased productivity, increased stress, and a host of other negative consequences. Conversely, effectively resolved conflict can strengthen relationships, foster creativity, improve communication, and lead to innovative solutions. Conflict resolution skills are essential for navigating disagreements constructively, finding mutually agreeable solutions, and building stronger, more resilient relationships. It's about transforming conflict from a destructive force into an opportunity for growth and understanding. So, how can we develop conflict resolution skills and manage disagreements effectively? Let's explore some practical tips and strategies. Step 1. Understanding the nature of conflict. Recognizing the root causes. The first step in resolving conflict is to understand its nature and identify its root causes. Conflict can arise from a variety of sources, including differing values, conflicting interests, scarce resources, miscommunication, and personality clashes. Differing values. Conflicts can occur when people have different values, beliefs, or priorities. Conflicting interests. Conflicts can arise when people have competing interests or goals. Scarce resources. Conflicts can occur when there are limited resources such as money, time, or opportunities. Miscommunication. Conflicts can arise from misunderstandings, misinterpretations, or poor communication. Personality clashes. Conflicts can occur when people have incompatible personalities or communication styles. Practical tips. Identify the core issue. What is the fundamental disagreement at the heart of the conflict? Explore underlying needs. What are the underlying needs and interests of each party involved? Consider different perspectives. Try to understand the situation from the other person's point of view. Avoid making assumptions. Don't jump to conclusions or make assumptions about the other person's motives or intentions. Exercise. The conflict deconstruction. Think of a recent conflict you experienced. Write down the core issue of the conflict. Identify the underlying needs and interests of each party involved. List the different perspectives on the situation. Analyze the root causes of the conflict. Was it due to differing values, conflicting interests, scarce resources, miscommunication, or personality clashes? Step 2. Active listening. Creating a safe space for communication. As we discussed in the empathy episode, active listening is a crucial skill for conflict resolution. It involves paying attention to the other person's message, understanding their perspective, and creating a safe space for open communication. Practical tips. Give your full attention. Put away distractions and focus on the speaker. Make eye contact. Maintain eye contact to show that you're engaged and interested. Avoid interrupting. Let the person finish speaking before you respond. Ask clarifying questions. Ask questions to ensure you understand the person's message. Summarize and reflect. Paraphrase what the person has said to show that you're listening and understanding. Validate their feelings. Acknowledge and validate the person's feelings, even if you don't agree with them. Exercise. The reflective listening role play. Partner with a friend or family member. One person shares a frustrating experience or a point of view they hold strongly. The other person practices reflective listening, summarizing and reflecting back what they hear the speaker saying and feeling. The goal is not to give advice or argue, but to show that you understand the speaker's perspective. Switch roles and repeat the exercise. Step 3. Assertive communication. Expressing yourself respectfully. Assertive communication involves expressing your needs and opinions clearly and respectfully, without resorting to aggression or passivity. Practical tips. Use I statements. Express your feelings and needs using I statements. For example, I feel frustrated when I would appreciate it if state your needs clearly, be specific about what you need and want, set boundaries, clearly communicate your boundaries and limits to others, be respectful, treat the other person with respect, even when you disagree with them, avoid blaming or accusing, focus on expressing your own feelings and needs, rather than blaming or accusing the other person. Exercise the assertive response script. Think of a situation where you need to communicate assertively. Write out a script of what you want to say, using I statements and focusing on your needs and feelings. Practice your script until you feel comfortable delivering it in a calm and assertive manner. Step 4. Identifying common ground. Finding areas of agreement. Even in the midst of a conflict, there are often areas of common ground. Identifying these areas can help to build rapport, foster understanding, and create a foundation for finding mutually agreeable solutions. Practical tips. Look for shared goals. What common goals or objectives do you and the other person share? Acknowledge points of agreement. Acknowledge any points of agreement, no matter how small. Focus on shared values. Do you and the other person share any common values or beliefs? Express appreciation. Express appreciation for the other person's willingness to engage in the conversation. Step 5. Brainstorming solutions, generating creative options. Once you've identified the core issue, understood each other's perspectives, and found some common ground, it's time to brainstorm potential solutions. Practical tips. Encourage creativity. Encourage creative and out-of-the-box thinking. Defer judgment. Avoid criticizing or evaluating ideas during the brainstorming phase. Build on each other's ideas. Combine and improve upon each other's ideas. Focus on quantity, not quality. Generate as many ideas as possible without worrying about their feasibility. Exercise the solution storming. Set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes. Brainstorm as many potential solutions to the conflict as you can. Write down every idea that comes to mind without judging or evaluating it. Once the timer goes off, review your list and identify the most promising solutions. Step 6. Evaluating solutions, choosing the best option. After brainstorming a range of potential solutions, it's time to evaluate them and choose the best option. Practical tips. Consider the needs of all parties. Choose a solution that addresses the needs and interests of everyone involved. Evaluate the feasibility. Is the solution practical and achievable? Assess the impact. What will be the impact of the solution on each party involved? Look for trade-offs. Be willing to make trade-offs and compromises. Step 7. Implementing the solution. Taking action and monitoring progress. Once you've chosen a solution, it's important to implement it effectively and monitor its progress. Practical tips. Develop a plan. Create a detailed plan outlining the steps that need to be taken to implement the solution. Assign responsibilities. Clearly assign responsibilities to each party involved. Set a timeline. Establish a timeline for completing the necessary steps. Monitor progress. Regularly, monitor progress to ensure that the solution is being implemented effectively. Make adjustments as needed. Be willing to make adjustments to the solution as needed. Step 8 is all about preventing future conflicts by building healthy communication habits. The best way to manage conflict is to prevent it from arising in the first place. This involves, fostering a culture of respect and understanding. Now let's dive into some practical tips for Step 8. First, practice active listening regularly. Make active listening a habit in your everyday interactions. Next, communicate assertively. It's important to express your needs and opinions clearly and respectfully. Also, set clear expectations. Communicate your expectations clearly and avoid making assumptions. Address issues promptly. Tackle issues as soon as they arise, rather than letting them fester. And lastly, foster a culture of respect. Treat others with respect even when you disagree with them. Now let's address some common pitfalls in conflict resolution. Becoming defensive. Getting defensive can shut down communication and escalate the conflict. Attacking the person, not the problem. Focus on addressing the issue at hand rather than attacking the other person's character or personality. Holding grudges. Holding grudges can prevent you from moving forward and resolving the conflict. Avoiding conflict altogether. Avoiding conflict can allow issues to fester and escalate. Conflict resolution is a crucial skill for building strong relationships, fostering collaboration, and creating a more harmonious world. By understanding the nature of conflict, practicing active listening, communicating assertively, identifying common ground, brainstorming solutions, evaluating options, implementing solutions, and preventing future conflicts, we can transform disagreements into opportunities for growth and understanding. So start today. Choose one or two techniques from this video and commit to practicing them in your everyday interactions. The benefits will be well worth the effort. That's it for today's episode of Science of Mind. We hope you found this helpful. What are your go-to strategies for resolving conflicts? Share them in the comments below. And as always, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more tips and strategies on personal growth. Keep believing in yourself, keep honing those conflict resolution skills, and we'll see you in the next video.